considering, like you said in the second quarter, Skip, this was supposed to be, the Celtics were supposed to go in at the half up 30.
Absolutely. I thought it was going to be up 40 by the end of the game.
And I'm
like a 40-point game.
This game was supposed to be over. And then all of a sudden, I'm thinking, Miami's feeling really, really good. Down 17, and here we are down 6, and nobody outside of Jimmy Butler has played particularly well. I like that Bam was aggressive. Bam decided to say, you know what, hey, I'm going to go at you, Al Horford, if it goes in. But he attacked him. But I'm going to live with Jimmy Butler taking that shot because he had been sensational. Last 2 games, Skip, you look at the numbers, what do you have? Like 82 points in his last 2 games, averaging 41?
Yep.
I'm going to take it. I'll live with it.
Okay, yet let's backtrack slightly to the 3:35 mark when your Boston Celtics went up 13 points thanks to 2 free throws by Marcus Smart. They're up 13 with 3:35 left. And could we see what started happening with the Heat? Can we see how they went on an 11-0 run? It did not feature Jimmy Butler at all, if we could see these shots. Here we go. This is the start of it. Kick out to Kyle Lowry, and he says, I got this. He made some big gutsy shots to keep them alive.
That 3 hits after they went up 3 on Friday night, Skip saved them.
Oladipo, but followed by Strus. Followed Dunk.
Yep.
And here we go again with Oladipo. Just goes up and under. And the Celtics are starting to wobble here because Kyle Lowry takes Grant Williams right to the rim and bodies him off and makes the shot. And that's the shot of shots by Strus. That's why I say he's got some magic in his hand because that's 50.7 seconds left. And he makes a 3 to cut it to 2.
Rest.
Okay? Now, to frame this, think about this. Jimmy Butler did not participate in the 11-0 run. If you told me that Jimmy had made 3 of those shots, I'd say, well, obviously he's got to take the next one. Right. But he did not participate. So
or at least taking a shot. Forget to making one, at least taking one.
He wasn't at all part of any of this, which is pretty shocking considering they're out of it with, I would have bet my life on down 13. With
3:35,
it's just the Celtics are too good on defense alone. And you did that to their defense, an 11-0 run? Okay, so that's another reason why I have deeply mixed emotions about Jimmy. Should you have looked for somebody else just because maybe you were gassed, maybe you were done, maybe somebody else? I might look for Strus to take that shot. If you want a 3, unless you want to just go shoot free throws. If you want to shoot free throws, remember, it's not a walk-off shot. It's 16.6 seconds left.
Yeah, they're going to get another crack at you.
There's a lot of time because Celtics are going to get another shot.
Yeah, and they got a timeout.
Very possibly you might get another shot before all this is over, right? So you could argue, okay, your guts were telling you just shoot it, but maybe there was a slightly smarter play. And what's Jimmy's MO? He plays the right way. He's much more likely, almost to a fault, to get teammates involved than he is to just go gunner, like go mad gunning, where he's just firing from everywhere, which is what he had to do in Game 6 and in the second quarter of Game 7, right? Okay, now let's look at what was going on with the Celtics, because this was equally shocking to me. From
Marcus Smart was going on.
3:35 mark. Let's look at these shots, because Marcus Smart just said, this is my team, my turn, my town. I am the Boston Celtics.
Man, I was losing my mind.
Watch what happens. Marcus Smart here, this is to close the game. He says, I got this, and that was long. And then I got this.
Look at this one, Skip.
That's pretty wide open, and he's
all they had to do was just up fake and drive the ball.
Argue.
Look at this.
He says, I'll do it this time. And
he took the last 5 shots.
Okay, and then it's Marcus Smart. Again, whoops, no, that's
a turnover.
That's
Grant Williams.
Williams gets it knocked out.
This is Marcus Smart.
And here he's just leaning into it, and it's a little short. Maybe his legs are starting to go. And once again, that's the
turnover by
foul, which got challenged, but not overturned. And then
Marcus Smart again
just forces a shot up through traffic, and it goes nowhere. And guess who gets it? It's Jimmy Buckets, and here we go. So Marcus Smart goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0 for 5 with the offensive foul on Jaylen Brown and
the turnover on Grant Williams.
That's it. That's your
the last 7 possessions.
That's 3:35. And could you hold up your jersey for a second, please?
Yeah, JT. You know who it is, JT.
Just for the second. 0. Jason Tatum fittingly wears 0 because he took 0 shots Actually, in the last 4.5 minutes of the game, he took 0 shots.
You know, if you think about it, what they do? They doubled him. They doubled him using Marcus Smart, man, because Marcus Smart wasn't smart enough to understand. Man, I'm wide open, I'm out. Yes, because they want you to shoot the ball. They doubled Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum did what he was supposed to do, give the ball up. He played really well, Skip. You remember Friday night, the turnovers, 7 of them. Last night, 2 of them. So he gave the ball up to Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart wants to be a hero. He thinks that, you know what? If I hit a couple of these shots, I might win that Larry Bird award. And he started trying to play hero ball, and he almost cost him. He single-handedly got the Miami Heat back in this ball game with his dumb play.
Was he not screaming, "This is my team. I do this. I'm the closer for this team"?
He ain't no closer.
Okay. Is he not saying, "I'm the superstar"?
Oh, yeah.
Here?
Well, that's what his actions scream.
I know he won Defensive Player of the Year, but he was acting like he was going to win Offensive Player of the Year.
I'm like,
right?
bro, what are you doing? Skip, and in that situation, 13, 14 seconds on the shot clock. You don't even need to shoot the ball. Even if you are open, the clock is your friend.
Okay, now let's go back to 11:04 left in the third quarter, and I'm not saying this determined the outcome of the game, but a very mysterious development occurred. Strus hits a 3, and I think, here we go. It was a little bit lucky. It kind of bounced around and fell through, so I'll give you the luck factor.
Almost like a Kawhi shot.
Okay, but it felt like here they come, like the gods were finally, they were getting the bounces finally. And this is to Strus, Kyle Lowry to Strus, and he takes a dribble left, and he sets up, and it's up, and down. And yet, about 10 minutes of real time passed, not clock time, and they're saying that he stepped out of bounds, and I'm just not sure his heel ever went completely down on the line.
They down.
No, he's on his toes. He's on his toes, and I don't think the flat of his foot ever came completely down on the out-of-bounds line because there's a referee standing right there. He doesn't say a word, right? And that's his job, is to watch the out-of-bounds, and you see it called all the time, but he did not call it.
I didn't know you could do that.
It goes to Secaucus, New Jersey, to the home office. So somebody up above gets involved, could have gone all the way up to the commissioner. I don't know. Is it possible they said, we got to make sure that the Celtics have the best chance to get through?
No. Scott Foster was really trying to win this award.
Was he?
Yeah, the referee, Scott Foster.
Okay.
Oh, Scott Foster thought he could. Referees, you cannot win any of the awards, Western or Eastern Conference, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. You can't win that. You can't win the Bill Russell Award. Will you guys sit your butt down and stop intervening? People do not pay good money. I do not turn my TV on to watch you guys to try to determine the outcome of a ball game. Let them play. If you're going to let them play, let them play. Skip, they called a play on Friday night against Jason Taylor. They said, Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum.
You wish he played like Jason.
Skip, they said he pushed off. Jimmy Butler made the exact same play where he shoves Al Horford, and they say the basket's good. Just give us consistency.
Well, I want to drive home the point that I do not believe Max Strus's heel ever touched that line, and it's highly suspicious, highly mysterious to me that it took 10 minutes of real time before finally they announce, it's overturned?
I didn't know you could do that. Skip, I thought you could see if it was a 2 or a 3. I didn't know you can go back and always challenge that, well, he was out of bounds, so it wasn't either. I didn't know that. So I was this old before I realized, because Skip, you see him challenging it, but I guess you can challenge all the way up to it. Was he inbound? Was he out of bounds? They got it right. Know they got it right too.
They did not get it right, and Spoelstra did everything but scream about it, and he said, I'm not trying to complain, this is no excuse, but he said, that was so unusual for us to be grinding and then get some momentum, and then it was like, oh, hey, by the way, take away that 3 with no explanation. He says, this is Spoelstra. That's the human side of it. That's not the complaining side. Who knows if that would have changed anything anyway? Well, who knows? But it was 3 points in a game that went right to the wire. Would it have changed the momentum of the game if you had let it stand? I think it might have.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. At the time, it was standing. They didn't know until much later that it wasn't going to stand. So it had no bearing because at that point in time, you thought the 3 was good. So you had the momentum. You were building on the momentum. It wasn't until ex post facto that you found out.
Didn't.
Exactly.
And they have to make a public address announcement It's disqualified. What?
Yeah.
It's gone? What a shock.
I didn't know what happened because I hear the sound. All of a sudden, I see them. They got 3 points fewer than what they had a minute ago.
Well, color me suspicious.
Man, stop it. There you go. See, Skip. See, this is how conspiracy theories start.
That's not even conspiracy. That's just blatant fact. I'd never heard of that before. I've never seen that. Well, if the refs in the next timeout or stoppage,
right? Yes, that's what normally happens.
If they'd all gone over and huddled and said, you know what? I think we should take that one away.
Right.
At least I'd say, well, that's protocol, right? This wasn't protocol.
The Ray Allen shot. Yeah. What did they do? They immediately stopped it. Let's go make sure that was a three-point shot.
And it was.
It was a three-point shot. But you're right, to let that length of time, if that's 11 minutes of game time, how much time in actuality was it? I mean, I think it was 11 minutes in game time. But, yeah, it's disappointing because all of a sudden, Skip, I think I got this, and then all of a sudden I got that.
If only Miami had Ray Allen last night. Heck, I'll go this far. If only Miami had LeBron last night.
You know,
right?
You can do
Jimmy or bust.
Game 7. You know what Gold James did. You remember?
Jimmy
Butler did have a LeBron James 6, Skip.
Yeah.
He did do that. Now, give him credit.
But in the end, he was Jimmy Bustler.
There you go. Man, Skip, the man had
Jimmy or bust, and it goes bust.
Skip,
Jimmy Bustler.
Hold on. The man had 35, 9, and 1. He didn't get a whole lot of people involved, but they only had 16 assists. It was a lot, wasn't a whole lot of getting other people involved. But Skip, he was sensational these last. For 4 to 7 games, he was unquestioned the best player in this series.
Fortunately, there were 2 others. Or I would be the one celebrating today. Thank you very much. But congratulations to Celtic Nation.
I appreciate the 8 cases. I'll probably give you another 8 off you in this series.
Okay, here we go.